I think one of the main reasons that everyone should care about human trafficking is because this is something that happens in our own backyards. This isn't something that happens solely overseas, or it's not just this thing that you heard about on TV. This is something that affects everybody, and I think the more awareness that we can bring to the subject, the more of an impact we're going to be able to make.
I love being able to work at AATN because I want to be an advocate for those who are most vulnerable and need our help so that they can live their lives to their true potential. I hope to one day live in a world where no one is bought, sold, or exploited.
AATN has made a significant impact on the community it serves by educating law enforcement, the judicial system, casinos, hotels, and all of the other entities that come into close contact with trafficking survivors so that they can better serve them.
AATN is probably one of the greatest educational resources out there on human trafficking. And a lot of society looks at human trafficking, they see it, but they don't know what it is. And when we're able to give them the indicators and the pieces that they can now say, hey, that's human trafficking, because they're all interested in wanting to help other people, they're then able to take those pieces and resources and call law enforcement. And law enforcement gets involved, we're able to recover victims, we're able to build cases on bad guys, and that just leads to furthering the amazing work in getting people out of the human trafficking world.
AATN has 5 different programs, as well as a scholarship fund. Originally, our nonprofit was started in 2016, but some of our programs have been around for a decade or longer, and we have made a lasting impact in our communities here in Arizona.
So I am the program director of our Safe Action Project. SAFE stands for Safeguarding All from Exploitation, and I work to equip hotel and hospitality tourism professionals with the tools to identify, report, and prevent human trafficking in their industries.
The CSI program is an after-school program at one of the Valley schools. We work with the highly vulnerable 7th and 8th graders. What we try to do in the program is offer them life skills for the future. We try to bring in speakers, community partners, to educate them and be aware of threats of gangs. We want to teach them about healthy relationships. We want to teach them about internet safety, pornography, trafficking, to ensure that these children can take these life skills to the next level.
The CEASE program aims to equip cities and towns with the tools necessary to combat sexual exploitation crimes in their communities. We accomplish this primarily through training with local governments on how to prevent and identify and respond to commercial sexual exploitation, as well as through policy recommendations.
So Trust actively works to develop and build capacity in Arizona. We do this through training, public awareness, outreach, education. To date, we've done a lot of training. We're working to educate teachers and nurses and social workers and school districts, which is really imperative because that's where our kids are every day. And then the outreach that we do monthly, where we interact with victims of trafficking, and then working with survivors and providing them education is a very fulfilling duty. And the fact that we get to change lives in small and sometimes big ways makes a lasting impact here in Arizona.
Just Men is a fantastic program where volunteer individuals come together to educate not only community but specifically sex buyers about what the sex trade and what human trafficking is involved. And again, educating buyers up to the point of sale so they understand that this is exploitation based and it is not voluntary and it's not people doing what they want to do, but instead people who are being forced into doing this.
There's labor trafficking, there's sex trafficking, there's lots of different venues, but I think people don't realize that it could be happening in your own community. You could know somebody who's been trafficked or has a family member that's been trafficked. It could be someone that goes to your children's school. It could be someone who's involved with you at church or another community group. And so it really is happening here, and we need to be invested in our community and be invested in prevention to stop victimization in its tracks.
AATN's work wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the community and the faith that the community puts in its services.
We would love your support, whether that's in-kind donations, that's volunteering in your local community, or supporting us through donations. We have lots of opportunities, and you can make a difference not only here in Arizona, but in your local community.